everybody, it's your girl Keisha Ann, the MFN editor, and this is episode 3, season 2 of the Fuzzy Cow podcast, presented to you by Octave. We're coming to you live today from the DC Blockchain Summit here in Washington, DC, directly from the Navy Yards, where everybody is gathered together to learn about crypto innovation and policy in the heart and capital of the United States. With the new administration, there's a lot of buzz and excitement about the rollbacks of regulations that have been happening, and also this is the home where a lot of people are driving and promoting policy and adoption of crypto for the country at large. So let's talk to some of the convention goers and see what's going on. And I'll see you soon.
Washington, D.C. is known for being the home of national monuments, Ivy Leagues, and cherry blossom trees. As the headquarters of the U.S.'s government, policy, and economic infrastructure, organizations like the Digital Chamber are bringing the country's policymakers and financial thought leaders together to make America crypto's global capital. The DC Blockchain Summit is an annual day-long event held in Washington, D.C.'s Navy Yard and hosted by the Digital Chamber, the largest blockchain and digital asset trade association in the United States. The Fuzzy Cow podcast went to D.C. to speak with attendees about Web3 and crypto adoption in the nation's capital.
This is the Fuzzy Cow podcast. We're here at the DC Blockchain Summit, as you guys know, and I'm here with Carmen Guzman.
That is correct.
And she is a consultant here in DC that helps also advocate and assimilate people into the blockchain culture that we have. Carmen, can you just talk to me first about why you think it's important to have activities like here, in DC that center blockchain, advocate for blockchain, and how important that is to institutional adoption?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
Policy is made here. This is the cradle of everything political and policy in Washington, D.C., obviously, and for the nation, and in some ways percolating out to the world. And so having this conference and bringing these thought leaders to Washington makes total sense.
Kind of just talk to me, Noni, about why you think events like these are important here in the nation's capital and how they help with institutional adoption.
Yeah, events like these are really helpful because it really allows people of different variations in the industry to come together. Like, outside of this being an advocacy organization, it's also a trade organization. So you have things like builders, founders, people who work on the Hill, policymakers, and then me, myself, I'm a lawyer. And so, people from all these different industries and, different areas where they might have different levels of adoption, too, are able to come together and talk.
And can you speak to me also about, what do you think is keeping the masses from crypto? What is the biggest barrier to entry?
Well, having had to educate myself about crypto recently, I'm a JD MBA, so hopefully that means I'm a little smarter than the average bear, but certainly not smart enough. And that is, I think, the biggest barrier. There is so little known about this area. It is a very difficult area. I've been in financial services and policy some 40 years. And next to golf, this is one of the hardest things I've ever had to learn and pick up. And I'm nowhere near it, and will never be near it. And I think the greatest barrier to entry is the lack of information around it.
And when it comes to adoption, right, just in mass, what do you feel like the biggest barrier to entry has been so far?
For me, it's twofold. It's one, this idea of trust. And one of the ways in which we can get that is through transparency. And that's one of the tenets of blockchain technology.
Yeah.
So I do think that that's going to be very important. And then also education. So one of the things that I've worked with the Chamber for a little over 2 years now, one of the things that we've really worked on is making sure that the information regarding what the blockchain is, what are the different use cases, can be distilled in such a way that people understand and that it can build on top of their knowledge already.
Absolutely. And kind of just talk to me about who you're here with today. What do you do? You said you're a lawyer.
I am.
And kind of what is your firm's contribution to the DC ecosystem?
Yeah, so I work for Wilkie Farr & Gallagher. It's a national firm. We do have an office here in the DC area. I work out of the New York office. But essentially, what we do, in addition to all our other services, we work a lot with Web3 and blockchain technology companies, and we help them with doing terms of service, with privacy policies, as well with interacting with other third-party vendors and drafting agreements and revising agreements for them.
Absolutely. And how can people get into contact with your firm or your organization or with you if they want to learn more about those services?
Yeah, so they can go to like wiki.com. They can possibly can like usually Google us. You know, I'm available at across really all platforms at B Noni B TheNoni, and then it's letter B. And yeah.
And tell the audience too, just about how they can find you, how they can learn more about your contributions.
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Carmen Guzman. My firm is Carmen Guzman LLC. You can find me, you can reach out to me at Carmen Guzman Advocate at gmail.com. Happy to talk to anyone. I won't represent everyone, but I am committed to the core values of integrity and dealing with our community and communities writ large with integrity.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Keisha Ann, the MF and editor, and again coming to you live from the DC Blockchain Summit. This time we're speaking to Mariella about her company, Grit Staffing and HR Solutions. Yes, and this is going to be a little bit different because normally we talk to the builders and whatnot of the space, but she actually helps recruit workers and employees into the space, and there's always so much conversation about how to like transfer into Web3, right? Even from like a development side.
All right.
But as an employee and as a professional, what is your number one thing? Or like, tell me about that. Tell me about the steps that you offer to people, or tell people about pivoting.
One of the things that we support multiple companies in the fintech and blockchain is with finding the right personnel, making sure that we match the person with culture. Our company is based mainly from HR people with background in HR, which we understand people.
Yeah.
It's not just about positions, filling numbers. It's about career development, finding the right industry for you and your goals in the future. So that's what it has differentiating us within this industry, which is very volatile, very changed, and especially in the last
60 days. Yeah.
So we are very extremely happy. We have opened a new division in the company just dedicated for this industry, and we're pleased to be able to be recruiting for the Digital Chamber and different other sponsors as well.
Absolutely.
So we are welcome to for more customers, more clients that we should be able to help, and our data of network is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. So that's what we offer, an honest, trustworthy partnership, because we don't only recruit, we partner with you as a company, many startups, right?
Yeah.
That are just starting within this and they need some guidance, because that's what we do. We can talk to you about employment law and different things that we can support them.
For sure. When a person is coming from Web 2, right, or they're coming from retail, right, or they're coming from the health position,
Yes.
how are they taking their skill sets, and how are you helping them take their skill sets and apply them to, like you said, the massively changing world of Web 3?
Well, that's actually my day to day with many people reaching out, especially now people that got laid off or lost their job. So what we're doing is I'm digging into their real skills.
Yeah.
And how can we transfer those to this industry?
For sure.
That's key. And that doesn't just, we don't see that on the resume. So I pick up the phone, the recruiters pick up the phone, and they really digging into how can we transfer your knowledge, because if it is a leadership role, you have the leadership, you know how to treat people, know how to develop. So that's more important sometimes than the industry that you come from. We initially, the business, Grit Staffing, we started within supply chain.
Yeah.
Right? As ourselves that have pivot into this industry now.
Yeah.
So, but it is skills,
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
culture, knowledge. So we find a way to get into new industries ourselves, and we do the same thing for each of our candidates.
About how you see the workforce of blockchain, right? I mean, right now we all know that it's very homogenous, right? Even in this event, it's diverse, and we have diverse people here,
Yes.
but we're still small in number in general, and it definitely is reflected in the workforce. Talk to me about kind of like how you guys see that changing in 25 years, 30 years, 50 years. What do you think blockchain will look like as a labor force?
Wow. I think that's what we need to start doing the work. We hope to see more diversity for sure, but it takes the person, right? With our backgrounds, our education. That's what it takes us to get more into this industry, and also companies reaching out and spreading the news, spreading the knowledge that it doesn't go through. And that's one of the things that Great Staffing feels very proud, because we are minority owned, right? But it's not only that, but we spread it. We try to spread it with every single place, every community, the community, because it doesn't matter where you come from. It's as long as you have grit, and that's what we name, and I name the company Grit, because no matter where you come from, but if you have grit, you will be successful. If you have a resilience, a goal that you continue working, it doesn't matter where are you coming from, you will grow and you will be happy.
About how you see this. How can we get in touch with you? How can they, sign up for your recruitment services? And how also can they, share their talent with you to maybe see if you guys have any positions that'll work for them?
Well, we are on LinkedIn. That's our main connection for the people.
Okay.
We also have mainly is through email. You can call us. You can email us to grit@gritstaffinghr.com. You can call us at 973-618-7777. And also, I don't mind. I want to connect not only with businesses hiring. I like to connect with the people that are looking for new opportunities. Be part of my network, because right now, just yesterday, we have another 4 positions open.
Wow.
So maybe you're here, you're looking for new opportunities, we can connect you. So those are the things that we're trying to get into the network.
Yeah.
We're seeking for new businesses, so we're seeking for new partners for us to hire for them. But at the same time, we need more people that are able to be in the network and grow with us.
My name is Chris Hack. I'm co-founder of Brilliance, and we democratize innovation. So our intention is to get the general public involved in choosing the innovations that they see around their world. And we do that by putting these innovations on blockchain and giving them a chance to buy sections of it and watch it proliferate. We find that a lot of choices around what innovations we see pop up in our society are really concentrated within the few. We see it a lot with large corporations who have, let's say, for example, we're talking about patents. A lot of patents are concentrated in large corporations, and individuals that are inventors, they don't necessarily have a platform to showcase their inventions. Now, it's arguably someone could say that these are all located in public repositories, like the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has a search tool that you can look at all the patents, but it's not easy, and most people don't understand how to read them and don't understand how to utilize them. We're aiming to change that. And so part of that is, of course, educating people on what these assets are and what they can be doing, how they can be used, but also where they are and how they can get access to them. Absolutely. I think the idea that we wanted to do social democratization of innovation came from the fact that we saw a lack of representation in the first place. And one of the things that we saw is when we looked at, for example, universities and their technology portfolios, we saw the same universities were contributing to technology to the commercial sector in a disproportionate way. And so, for example, we take let's say, for example, Howard University, which recently just got the R1 status. Right, they weren't being represented in the way that maybe a Stanford or MIT would be represented, but they said innovations too. They have patents. They have people at their university who are very intelligent and able to come up with new innovations, and they need to be showcased as well. So, one democratization is just about bringing all the innovation to the forefront, regardless of who's generating it, so that the best ideas can be put. Absolutely. I think the idea, we're really excited about what we're doing. We really want to be as inclusive as possible. We really encourage you, if you have an innovation or if you are an inventor, to reach out to us and talk to us, because what we're trying to do is give you a platform so that your inventions can be seen. So the business is Brilliance. We're located at http brilliance.io, no www. You can reach out to us directly on that site, but also there's a newsletter you can connect to. But if you want to email us, you can email us at info@brilliance.io.
Perry and Boring founded the Digital Chamber in 2014 with a mission to promote the acceptance and use of digital assets and blockchain-based technologies. Under Boring's leadership, the Digital Chamber has become an indelible fixture in crypto's national regulatory landscape. During the 2025 DC Blockchain Summit, Boring took to the stage to discuss the importance and inevitability of life, liberty, and the pursuit of digital